I'm Victor Fernandez of Fernandez Fit, and I'm here to show you why fitness is our business. Hello and welcome once again to the Fitness is Our Business podcast, the show that helps busy professionals not just survive, but thrive in their demanding personal and professional lives by taking control of their health and well-being. I'm your host, Victor Fernandez. Thanks for joining me as you do each and every week. I truly appreciate it. Now, if this is your first time listening in, welcome to the show. I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. But if you've been following the show for a while, and I hope you have, the second, third, fourth, umpteenth time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, do me that solid, and then share the show far and wide, because many more people need to learn that fitness is our business. And speaking of fitness being our business, that's actually the topic for today's show. I know, shocker, you never saw that one coming out of left field. But the reality of life is that with work comes pressure, and a lot of it. So there's no need to sugarcoat it. Work can be relentlessly demanding. Deadlines, meetings, emails late into the night, although I've gotten better at not taking care of those until morning. But sometimes it can feel like we're sprinting a marathon with absolutely no finish line in sight. And for the high performers out there, and you know who you are, there's often this invisible pressure to keep grinding, to always deliver, and to do it all with a smile. But that kind of pace, let's face it, comes at a price in the form of stress, burnout, anxiety, straight up exhaustion. And the fact of the matter is, we can't pour from an empty cup, and no, caffeine doesn't count as a refill. So what does stress really do to us? Chronic stress doesn't just feel awful, even though it does, but it can also wreck our performance. It impairs our focus and memory. I know if my brain is all over the place, it's because stress has really settled in on my shoulders and really having an impact. It sabotages our immune system. For me, I know that I've started to reach the point of no return when I start getting the sniffles, start feeling a little headachy, a little bit of a cough, just run down. Then I know I need to stop and take a step back. It can mess with our sleep. Think about it. How many times have you laid awake at night, middle of the night, with 1,000 thoughts going through your head as to what's going to happen tomorrow in that big meeting and the big sale the next day or whatever it may be? It can mess with your digestion. Stress can mess up our stomachs in the worst way. I know I'm as guilty of it as anybody. And let's not forget our mood. We get a little irritable. We start chopping people's heads off. It becomes a real problem because you don't want to be dealing with no one wants to work with someone who's in irritable, bad mood. But here's, I guess, what I like to call the plot twist to all this. Managing stress isn't about slowing down necessarily. It's about what I like to call sharpening our edge. If we want to perform at our best, think clearly, and really show up strong for whether it's our career, our family, even for ourselves, we have to master how we respond to stress. And I like to call these mindful minutes. Those little moments in time that are really just practical tools that we can implement right away that can really be a game changer for us. I guess in a way we're getting tactical as business people here. You don't need to sit there and meditate for an hour. Not that meditating's bad, but you don't need to take a lot of time in order to do this. Just a few minutes of intentionality throughout your day to kind of just reset our nervous system and reclaim our mental edge. For me, it's just a matter of just stopping for a moment, a minute, maybe two, and really just resetting. Getting back to neutral, if you will. I close my eyes, I breathe in, I breathe out, I breathe in, I breathe out, just to kind of bring, the stress levels down to a more manageable level. And then at that point, at least my brain might be back to where it needs to be to really focus on what I'm working on. A little meditation definitely goes a long way, say after a meeting, after a tough Zoom call. You've been on a call for an hour or two, seems like it's never going to end. Now all of a sudden it ends. The idea isn't to just jump right into the next task on your calendar. It's to pause for a moment, sit still, focus on your breath, close your eyes, and let your mind just kind of, re-energize itself. Think of it this way. When you're doing a workout, and you're doing a heavy lift, and you don't just do a heavy set and then go right into doing the next heavy set 2 seconds later. You're going to rest for a period of time, whether it's 30 seconds, 60 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, whatever it is. You're going to give your body an opportunity to rejuvenate the energy it needs and the focus it needs to be able to complete the next task. Same goes for when we're dealing with our professional responsibilities. Check in with yourself. Are your shoulders near your ears, which means you're slumping as you're staring down at your computer? Is your jaw clenched like you're chewing on rocks? Because that's where I can tend to carry a lot of my stress, right here and right here in my shoulders. So take, a minute and a half to relax each muscle group. Start from the bottom, work your way up. Start from the top, work your way down. Doesn't really matter. But it's that level of awareness that leads to that control we need to really be centered, really be focused on what we're trying to accomplish. And one of the simplest things you can do, walk it off. It's not just when you fall and trip and skin your knee and we tell you to walk it off, rub some dirt in it. It's get up away from your desk, especially if you're working a desk job, and just go for a 5-minute walk in silence. No music, no podcasts, or maybe except this one. This one's the exception to the rule. No emails, absolutely no distractions. Just you breathing, a little bit of movement, just enough to get some of that stress off your shoulders. And again, to rejuvenate, recenter yourself, refocus so you can resume your day and finish strong. One thing I like to do, and I obviously I train clients not just here at the Vicnasium, but also in their homes or in community fitness centers. So I go to networking events and so forth. So I'm on the road a good bit each and every week. So really in that, time that I'm driving, I'm really not doing a whole lot else. I know a lot of people can multitask in the car and, answer emails and text messages, although I don't recommend doing that while you're driving, but just having a time to, again, reset, an opportunity to just perform that mental reset. So when I get out of the car, I'm ready to go. Mindful minutes. It's not about adding more to your plate. It really doesn't add up to a whole lot of extra time in your day. But what it does do is give yourself the ability to handle everything on your plate that much better. All right. We know the phrase consistency is king. And this is 100% true, especially when it comes to our health and well-being as we're in the working world. Don't wait till you're about to break down, till you're about to just, go over that edge, that proverbial edge, to finally book that massage or book that vacation. Those are things we need to do to take care of ourselves. But really even beyond that, daily stress management, that's got to be like the things we do every day, like brushing our teeth. They're small, consistent actions that help, a little bit of stress here and a little bit of stress there, not become a whole lot of stress that sits on you on a daily basis and really weighs you down. Really, it comes down to just a few minutes every day. You can flip the switch on our energy, on our mood, and on our level of productivity. Those two all those three work together. This is how busy professionals, like all of us out there, we all are, create space without losing momentum. That's the key. And let me be clear about something. And we hear this a lot about, rise and grind, and I'll sleep when I'm dead. And we don't want to show any level of weakness, especially as business owners. There's always that fear that I'm not living up to what I should be living up to. But the fact of the matter is, taking a break, it's not showing weakness. It's actually showing strength. It's showing that level of mental clarity, that level of mental focus, and understanding how you're feeling in the moment and responding to that in a positive, constructive manner. So if you're smart enough to know that performance comes from recovery, not just effort, you're really going to benefit by implementing these simple steps. Because, let's face it, stress isn't going anywhere. I know when I step into the Vicnasium and I close the door, I'm well aware that stress is sitting right outside that door. all those things I've been focused on all day, or all those things I'm thinking about that are coming up ahead, they're all going to be right outside that door waiting for me when I go back in. But in that time that I take to get that workout in, half hour, whatever it is, all of a sudden I've developed a much better level of mental perspective. And that's key for me being productive during the course of the day, which leads to success. Because we've all got dreams we're chasing. We've all got teams to lead, even if it's just me leading myself. And we all have goals to crush, folks. It is what it is. We wouldn't be doing this if there weren't goals involved that we want to accomplish. So take that opportunity throughout the day to really set yourself up for success. It really doesn't take much time, but man, the benefit, that reset, that refocus, reclaiming your power, that's exponential. It really is. I can't say that enough. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to the podcast today. I appreciate you joining in. If this episode hits home with you, do me a favor. Share it with someone who's grinding through this week right now and isn't taking care of themselves in the process. And of course, like the show, leave a review, subscribe to the show. And if you want more support managing stress, optimizing your health for peak performance, check out FernandezFit.com. Follow me on social media if you don't already do, for daily tips that really do work. Because remember, fitness isn't just about the gym and going to the gym and getting a workout in. It's the foundation around everything we do, because fitness is our business. Thanks so much for listening. I hope what we've shared on this show truly resonates with you. If you want to learn more about the health and fitness services I provide, head to my website, FernandezFit.com. If you're ready to connect with me about health and fitness coaching, send an email to info@FernandezFit.com or a text to 814-504-7774. And of course, you can find me all across social media, Victor Fernandez 123 on Facebook, Fernandez Fit on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as well as the Healthy Lives, Healthy Business channel on YouTube. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, always remember, fitness is our business.